Well, good afternoon. Today is Tuesday, January 14th. We have lots of birthdays today. Today is Randy Korb, K-O-R-B. It's Randy's birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Randy. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. It's also Dolly Willard, W-I-L-L-E-R, Dolly. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dolly. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Ethan Carpenter. Ethan. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ethan. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Lisa Cannon. Connor. Lisa Connor. It's not Cannon, it's Connor. C-O-N-N-O-R. Lisa. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lisa. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. And Paige Parson Lewis, it's your birthday too. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Paige. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Well, I hope all 5 of you have a great, great birthday today. Oh, it's so cold out there. It's so cold. I'm not going anywhere. I did start working on my puzzle, and WV Running Don gave me the puzzle, and let me tell you, Don, this is going to be challenging. Diana Antu last year had given us Mount Rushmore, which was all the same color, and I thought, oh, I'm never going to get this done, but we did. And now with Don's puzzle, I don't think we're ever going to get it done. It's really, at first when I was doing it, I thought this won't be so bad because on the back of the puzzle pieces, it's got all the letters of the alphabet, not all the letters, A to H. So they're either A or B or C or D, E, F, and G, and H. So I separated them all according to their letters, thinking, oh, this is going to be easy. And then I flipped them over. No, not necessarily. But I should have separated them according to color, but I already have them separated according to letters because it doesn't really matter because I did start putting some of the pieces together, but sometimes an A goes to an H and an F goes to an E, and it's just like, it's kind of confusing. But we're going to try. Jim and I are going to try. Also, we always take a picture of the box just so we have like a piece of paper that we can hold up and like look at like that. The box is not very clear because there's all the little cities named on it and they're kind of blurry. So that's not going to help us. So, but we're gonna give it our old college try. We're not giving up. That's just not who we are. So we're working on the border right now, which is even still more confusing because it's all the same color. Other than it's got a blue stripe all the way around, but that doesn't mean diddly squat. But we're up for the challenge. We like a good challenge, and nobody likes an easy puzzle. It's just when Jimmy was little, we used to he loved doing puzzles. We got so many puzzles for him that he just loved doing puzzles. I don't know that he still does now, but at the time when he was growing up, he loved. I think he had like probably 15 or 20 different puzzles, like wooden puzzles, like with 8 or 9 pieces or something like that. Not like not too exaggerate. What's the word? Not too challenging. Anyway, but he liked doing his puzzles. Danny and Christy, not so much. They could take it or leave it. I thought, oh my gosh, Jimmy just loved doing puzzles. And so I had all these puzzles from Jimmy left over. And I'd bring them out. They could care less. No, that wasn't anything of their interest. So we're doing that. I'm going to try another recipe tonight. I'm doing stuffed pasta shells, which it's just really easy. I've never done it before, but that'll be my recipe of the week next Monday. I have to remember to film it for my pantry challenge. I made the pork chops yesterday with the brown sugar and the butter recipe that I had. I didn't do a recipe with it. I just filmed it a little bit for my 5 pantry meals. I didn't like it. Jim loved it. I couldn't even eat my pork chop. The one thing is, I don't know, I thought I had a pretty thick chop, but I guess I must needed a thicker chop because according to the recipe, it said to bake it in the oven for 40 minutes covered, then take the cover off and then cook it for an additional 20 minutes. I don't like my pork. I like my pork done. I'm not one of these like you can eat it medium like they say now. I'm always going to have it done. Not well done, but done. I think the temperature is 145. I like to have it like around 150, 155. So, and I only cook my pork chops in the oven maybe 35 minutes, if that. But I thought, no, I'm going to go with the recipe. So I put it in I did the recipe, everything like they said, and I put it in the oven. And I thought, no, I'm going to check it after 35 minutes because this just seems too long. They were so done in 35 minutes. So they must have been a pretty thin chop. So I turned the heat down and then made my potatoes because we had mashed potatoes with it. And then when we ate it, I gave Jim the bigger chop, and he loved it. He says, oh my gosh, this is so good. And I'm thinking, oh, I did not like it. But we had that with some mashed potatoes, and I had some leftover stovetop from my freezer, from the pantry, because we can't eat a whole box of stovetop, although we like stovetop. I have got the tube, not that tube, but like it comes with like single servings, like you can figure out single servings. I have gotten that in the past. I don't like it as well. It's just, I don't know why. I don't like it as well. So we just make the regular box of stovetop, and then I put it in little containers and freeze it, and it freezes up really well. And then I have it for another meal. And then I'm not a big gravy eater. So when I open up a jar of gravy, I always freeze the leftover gravy because Jim loves gravy. So, I had, from my freezer, I took the stovetop and I took the gravy, and then obviously I took the pork chops out. No. And then my recipe of the week, for the pantry challenge, we had to do making your own recipe from the ingredients on hand. I really screwed that one up. I don't know how to do the equivalents of things. And one of my subscribers had pointed out that the recipe calls for a 1/4 cup of fresh basil, and I used a 1/4 cup of the basil seasoning. And then it's a 1/4 cup of fresh parsley, and I used the parsley in the jar. So it was a little overpowering. I still ate it, but it was a little overpowering. And so I have to learn the equivalent of like a 1/4 cup of fresh, as opposed to I probably should have only used like a tablespoon or 2, maybe 3, rather than the whole 1/4 cup, because it was potent, let me tell you. But, I ate it nonetheless. I don't want to waste anything. So I had that on my salad. It was a little thick, but I like a thick dressing, like a Thousand Island type of dressing I like. The only really thin dressing I like is like Italian, like vinegar and oil. That's about the only thin. But I like a creamy cucumber or a creamy Caesar's dressing or something like that. I know, laden with fat, laden with calories, but I didn't get to be this size eating diet foods, unfortunately. And then, what else? Oh, thank you so much for your prayers. Mary did not have a bacterial infection. They did all the tests and everything. They gave her the antibiotics and the IV just as a precaution to kind of like nip it in the bud, like Barney Fife used to say. But she did her testing last night, and then they tested her again this morning, and it came back negative for the bacteria infection. So they don't know what it was, but she didn't have that. And on top of all of that, she's coming home tonight. They're releasing her at like 6 o'clock tonight. So my brother Michael's going to go pick her up and bring her home. She's determined to go back to her house. So they had hired somebody, and as a matter of fact, today they were at her house putting in new flooring in her kitchen, and she's got like a kitchen dining area together. It's not like a separate kitchen and dining room. It's like one big, it's a kitchen that's divided. It's kind of hard to say, but anyway, kind of like a breakfast nook, maybe like a kitchen and a breakfast nook. So they're doing that. And then she has somebody come in next week that's going to wash her walls and paint. And then she's looking still for somebody that's going to pull up her carpeting and refinish her hardwood floors. So she's hoping to be back in her house in March. So she's really looking forward to that. And, but she's going home. So she's really happy and excited about that. She's still walking with a walker, but she's able to get up and take care of herself and use the toilet and that. So they said she's ready to go home. So she's happy about that. I know they want to get you in and out of the hospital as fast as it can be. When she went in, they told us she'd be in intensive care 3 to 5 days. She was only in intensive care 2 days. They said she'd be in the hospital 3 to 4 weeks. It'll be a week, 10 days today. So, I mean, she's making remarkable progress. And I thank you, because it's because of your prayers and Mary's dedication and determination. That's one of the main things that are going. And then Barb had her surgery. Everything went really well. They were able to fix the valve that was leaking. And they're going to probably keep her in the hospital till Thursday. She doesn't want any visitors. So I've been texting back and forth with her this afternoon. She had her surgery this morning. But she's doing really well, too. So once again, thank you for your prayers for her. And then we decided we're not going to go to Sebastian's game today. One thing, it's too cold. Another thing is because of the colds and stuff. But we're probably going to go on Thursday. I'll probably wear a mask because Thursday's his last game for the season, and they're playing at the high school. So he's playing in a professional, in his opinion, a professional gym. So we want to be there for him for that. So we'll just mask up and be, kind of staying away from other people with that. And we went to Sophia's last night because I don't know if you were listening to if you saw my video where I was doing the dressing recipe. I had to stop the recipe because Sophia was calling Jim, and she was like hysterical crying because Jim bought the kids when they were little. He's bought them all a gun, but we keep the guns here Jim has a locked cabinet that he keeps the guns in so that when they want to go to the range, he didn't buy them their guns till they were 11. So, I guess that's at the age or whatever. But, checking with the parents, and the parents said it was fine as long as they didn't bring the guns home to their house. And he also bought them bows and arrows because Jim's big into archery too. So Sophia wanted to have her bow and arrow because she joined a league with her girlfriend near her house. And she hasn't shot the bow and arrow for a while. And so she brought it home and she was practicing. And Christy kept saying, you can't keep doing that because you got to have an arrow in there. You're going to break the string, I don't know anything about it. But anyway, Sophia did break the string, and she thought she broke the whole bow, and she thought it was beyond repair, and she was hysterical crying. So Jim had to convince her that, all it needs is a new string. I can do that. Don't worry about it. So we went last night so Jim could pick up the bow. So he's down the basement there trying to fix her bow now because she needs it for Saturday. But anyway, I'm glad that they show an interest, that they get to do something with their papa, because they do like to go to the range and shoot. And Jim's very safe with his weapons, and they're learning hunter safety very early. So that's good. And then, I think that's about it. Just going to pay some bills this afternoon, do my recipe, and go from there. That's all I got to say about that. So like, a comment, subscribe, and share, and let's talk again tomorrow.